And good evening and welcome to another edition of Talking Wrestling. I'm Ralph Williams, Smokin Jim Frazier, my co-host by telephone. Smokin Jim, great to have you on tonight. How's everything?
Hey, I'm looking forward to this one, Ralph.
Oh, absolutely, and you know it. And we're in the DJ Fun Studios here in this Allentown section of the city of Pittsburgh. I know it's not wrestling related, but the Pirates are goose egg with the Dodgers at a goose egg. So that's right now, goose egg and goose egg. So there we go. And we have two men on base. So, and one out. So let's see what the Pirates do here. I hope they don't blow it like they did last night. So we'll see how that goes, Smoking Jim. All right. Hey, Smoking Jim, I want to tell you. In fact, I want to show everybody something right here. Okay. And I cooked them up right before the show. And right here, I have two cheeseburgers. Okay. That I made with freezer beef fresh from Hillcrest Farms in Richmond, Ohio. Right here is right here. I made two burgers with fresh grazed ground beef from the farms from the farm called Hillcrest Farms in Richmond, Ohio. You need to get there today uh, for their package deals. Variety box 195, 4 pounds of burgers, 10 pounds of ground beef, 2 packs of filet mignon, two roasts, and 10 steaks. I don't know anybody that has that kind of a deal. If you do, I want to know about it. Okay, because I haven't seen. I've looked around and I haven't seen anything that beats this deal. Roast box, $200, 7 roasts, seven, which means every Sunday night you could have a pot roast or some kind of chuck roast or whatever roast you want to call it. But you get 7 roasts. You get 30 pounds of ground beef for $200. You can't beat that either. So come on, folks. Get out to Hillcrest Farm in Richmond, Ohio. Ground beef box, my favorite, which I just made these burgers with. $95 for 20 pounds of ground beef. $95. You can't get that deal anywhere. So don't forget to head out to Hillcrest Farms today. Call 740-346-5442, 740-632-2894, or go on their email address, hillcrestfarmsohio@gmail.com, or get on their Facebook page at Hillcrest Farm and their website, hillcrestfarmsohio.com. All right, Smoking Jim, let's get ready tonight. I got news and I got two really good top tens. In fact, we got three top tens tonight because I got something for you. We're going to talk about the top 10 worst mistakes Dixie Carter made when she owned TNA Wrestling. How do you like that one, Smoking Jim?
Say that again, buddy. I'm sorry, I missed something.
That's all right. I said we're gonna discuss the 10 worst things that Dixie Carter did to make TNA go out of business.
Oh, okay.
All right, the 10 ways,
All right.
the 10 ways that Dixie Carter failed TNA Wrestling. Okay, so we're gonna talk
Wow.
about that tonight. All right. So anyway, also we have our Where Are They Now? We're gonna talk about Raw on last Friday, SmackDown, Backlash. We have a lot to talk about here, Smoking Jim. So let's get started. All right, WWE. You're not going to believe, Smoking Jim, who was at Monday Night Raw on Monday night.
Who?
CM Punk. He was
Wow.
there to meet with Triple
Wow.
H. There's a possibility CM Punk may be going to WWE. And let me explain why to everyone. See, a lot of people don't understand the situation here. AEW wants him back. AEW wants to give him his own show on Saturdays. Why? Because he has to stay away from certain people. Okay. If he comes back to AEW, he cannot be around the Elite. He cannot be around Chris Jericho. He cannot be around certain wrestlers because he doesn't get along with them. So Tony Khan, to squash any more drama with CM Punk, has decided to have his own show, which he's forming on the Saturdays. And that show is called Collision, and it's going to be starting in on June 27th. Smoking Jim and everyone, Saturday, June 27th. Collision is the Saturday show of AEW, but there's no guarantee CM Punk's going to be there because he went to go meet with Triple H on Monday night on Raw. He was in the backstage area. I think he might be signing a contract with the WWE. I'm not sure. But I think if I was a betting man like you are, Smoking Jim, I think he might be signing with the WWE because I think he doesn't like the idea of the restrictions. What do you think?
Hey, I'm with you on this one.
Oh, you know what? I was shocked when I found out about this because I thought he was going to stay with AEW and abide by the rules. But CM Punk, he don't want to abide by any rules. He wants to do his own thing. So I'm thinking CM Punk, and I tell you what, CM Punk needs to come to the WWE right now. Roman Reigns needs an opponent. And you and I and Mark Mancini, we've had that discussion many times. As of right now, Roman Reigns doesn't have an opponent. Okay. And Money in the Bank's coming up soon. They're talking about LA Knight winning the Money in the Bank. That's the rumor. But I'm not even sure that's even going to happen because they keep changing plans like we change our clothes. I mean, with WWE, because they can't even get straight who's going to be in creative. Is Vince McMahon in creative? Is Triple H in creative? Nobody knows. So, all right. Andre Chase, he wrestles on NXT. He's being called up right out for the draft, which is coming up, starts Friday, and we'll talk about that later. Smoking Jim. Right now, Triple H on Monday Night Raw released the new championship belt or unveiled it. It'll be a split in brands. They're going to have a competition or a tournament. I think it's going to start at Backlash maybe, and it's going to start there. And by SummerSlam, they're going to have a champion. So on the other brand, which brand it goes to yet, nobody knows. Right now, the draft's coming up. Do you think they're going to keep Roman Reigns on SmackDown, Smoking Jim, or do you think he could get drafted to Raw to boost Raw's ratings? What do you think?
I'm not sure. What do you think?
Well, I think they might move Roman Reigns to Raw because Raw's ratings have been horrible. And I don't care what matches you put on Fox, people are going to watch. Why? Because it's Fox. Why? Because it's free TV. Why? Because it's WWE. And you know something? You do know. I spoke to DJ Fun. DJ Fun told me this story, Smoking Jim, that no matter there are times when he does weddings and parties that there are times he could throw crappy music out there, and these people are so drunk they would dance to it. So if that's the case, then my statement is correct with the WWE. It don't matter what kind of matches you have, they're still going to watch it. Okay, so because it's WWE. All right. Next, Vince McMahon's being sued yet again. Guess what? For this time, Smoking Jim, an incident in 2000 with a racist situation. And this is just coming out to light now. There's a lawsuit involved. Has to do with some black announcer, and I don't know who it was, and females and whatnot. What do you think of this? Do you think this is bogus, or like your old friend Kevin Colbert would say, erroneous? Or do you think that this is just a, somebody trying to make money? What do you think?
Yeah, that's garbage.
Oh, thank you. You put it simple. It's garbage. All right. So anyway, Duke the Dumpster Drozy is coming back. He's making a comeback. He's in his 50s. I guess he ran out of money from when he was back in the 90s. I remember this guy. He used to carry a dumpster he used to have a dumpster with him all the time. He was called Duke the Dumpster Drowsy. He's coming back to wrestling, but where, no one knows. I would possibly believe WWE, but I hear he may go through the independents, but we're going to find out. All right. Brand new tag team championship belts and champions will on both shows. They're also going to reveal new tag team belts for Raw, or they may keep the same red Raw and blue SmackDown. They're also going to have a tournament for that as well, wherever it goes. All right. WWE can buy out AEW contracts. Now, I didn't know this, but somehow or another, WWE's legal team had done something to where now they can buy out any wrestler's AEW contract even though they might have 6 or 7 years on it if they really want this superstar bad. What do you think, Smoking Jim? I think that's a real nice thing because there's some AEW guys that came from WWE that can't get out of their contracts. What do you think?
I agree, buddy.
Yeah, because you got guys like Andrade, you got guys like Miro, formerly known as Rusev Day. You have speaking of Rusev Day, guess who the color announcer is now for Impact with Tom Phillips?
Ooh, ooh.
Remember the bald-headed wrestler that was light-skinned that was Rusev's announcer, and he would go, "It's Rusev Day." Remember him?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember his name off the top of my head, and anyone watching the show tonight can comment and tell me what his name was. He is the new color analyst for them now. He's the color guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's there with Tom Phillips. Tom's back using his real name, Tom Hanrahan. So, all right. Also, Braun Strowman out with a concussion. So that was revealed today. He was involved in the match with Ricochet on Friday only because they needed him to. Or I think he was on Monday night. I'm not sure. But I do know, I think Friday they fought the Viking Raiders on Friday night. And he suffered a concussion. Well, he was running and he was knocking over Ibar. Anybody that knocks Ibar over and puts Ibar on his ass, guess what, Smoking Jim? You're going to get a concussion, right?
That's right.
You think about that. How big Ibar is, man. That guy. Oh my gosh. All right, Edge has made a statement on his Twitter account that he may not retire like planned this summer, but may not happen. The plan to retire in Toronto could happen, could not. Not sure yet. I guess he's going to flip a coin, maybe go home, ask his kids, ask his wife, talk to a homeless person. I don't know. So, all right, next, Sami Zayn, or we're going to talk about the Backlash card. Sami Zayn, Riddle, and Kevin Owens will fight the Usos and Soa Sikoa. Also in Backlash, so far the card is that Belair versus Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny in a street fight. What do you think of this new match that was this came on Monday night?
Wow, that's gonna be crazy, man.
I was surprised Bad Bunny come out with that kendo stick. I didn't think he would challenge Damian Priest, but he did. I just you know where this is going to go. It's not going to be a fair fight. You know that. And something we'll talk about after we're done with wrestling news. All right. Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes, Austin Theory in a triple threat match. Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and also Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed for the U.S. title. So that's going to happen. More matches to be announced. We still have another week. Yeah, I think we have another week after this weekend. More matches to be announced. AEW, as we mentioned earlier, their new show, Collision, is starting on June 27th. The Dark Elevation thing that they do on Fight TV, they've been doing it since 2021 show called Dark Evolution, has been canceled. So I just want to let everyone know about that because they're starting that new show on Saturdays on the 27th called Collision. So, all right, Wardlow, brand new TNT champ. We announced that last week, but I wanted to re-announce it this week because I wasn't sure if anyone had known that he is the new champion and his new manager is Arn Anderson, the enforcer. So there you go. I think he's going to go a long way. What do you think, Smoking Jim?
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, anybody that doesn't go a long way with Arn Anderson, there's something wrong here. You know, so. Ashley Demoise is AEW. She was the opponent of formerly known as Ember Moon in the WWE, Athena. She lost to Athena, and Athena reclaimed her ROH Women's Championship. She is now AEW. Kenny Omega will be in a match on July 15th to try to reclaim his AAA title that he lost because of injury, and so he's going to try to get it back on July 15th I'll let you know who the opponent will be for that. All right, Tony Khan had a meeting with FTR, Jericho, and CM Punk to discuss locker room drama. How do you like this one? Locker room drama. Had a meeting to discuss locker room drama and said it has to be cleaned up. And right now, from the story I'm hearing, the leader of the locker room is Chris Jericho. So we're going to find out how this is going to work. We don't even know yet if CM Punk's coming back based on the information that I received about where he was on Monday Night Raw. Impact Wrestling. Impact is planning a surprise for April 28th taping in Chicago. Hasn't been said yet as to what it is by Scott D'Amore. All right, that concludes our wrestling news segment here for Talking Wrestling tonight. But tonight we have a special top 10. The 10 ways that Dixie Carter failed TNA wrestling. You ready, Smokin' Jim?
I'm ready.
All right. Giving power to the Hulkster and Eric Bischoff. Oh, by the way, speaking of Eric Bischoff, everybody in Smokin' Jim, I wanted to let everyone know that Eric Bischoff suffered a heart attack and is in the hospital.
Wow.
I want to let everyone know that. Those of you who don't know, he currently lives in Wyoming. He has a secluded residence there. So he's always a great, smart guy about wrestling. Was one of the ones that beat WWE in the ratings for Monday nights in the 90s with WCW for a short time. Eric Bischoff also wrote a book about wrestling. He's been retired on and off for a little while. So I think he's officially staying retired now. I think he has his own podcast and does some other autograph signings at Comic-Cons and things like that. All right, that was number 10. Giving power to Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan. Number 9, trying to force a Monday Night War. Dixie, haven't you learned? Jeez. Didn't you see what happened to WCW? You don't go to war with the WWE for Monday nights. Number 8, stripping power from Jeff Jarrett. Why would you do that? That's strange. Number 7, investing in reality TV stars. Oh, that makes sense. Number 6, investing in MMA stars. Ken Shamrock, Rampage Jackson. He was on there as part of the main event Mafia at one point. He's an MMA fighter. They've had a few brought back. Ken Shamrock was with the WWE, but he came back about 10, 12 years ago, and but that was number 6. Number 5, running the locker room down. Running down the locker room and the drama. Wow. All right. Not giving proper respect to the knockouts. Number 4. Who? Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. Well, of course, that's Dixie Carter. What do you expect? All right. Number 3. And I remember this one, Smokin' Jim. I don't know if you saw it, but I did. Begging Hulk Hogan to come back and embarrassing herself on TV. Because Hulk Hogan had quit.
That.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan had quit. She got on her knees and begged him to come back. That was number 3. Number 2, trying to copy Stephanie McMahon as a heel. Who? What? Come on, man, Dixie. Trying to do a Monday Night War and then copying, of all people, Stephanie McMahon. Come on. All right. Next, number 1 worst thing that Dixie Carter did when she had TNA wrestling, losing the TV deal and bringing back Vince Russo. So there you are, folks. The top 10 things that Dixie Carter did to take down TNA. How wonderful that is. All right.
Wow.
Okay. Next, we're going to get into our segment on the actually, I'll tell you what we'll do, Smokin' Jim, since we're involved in top 10s. Let's get into our top 10 segment, then we'll talk about Raw and SmackDown, okay? All right. WWE, our 2 top 10s tonight. WWE's greatest intercontinental champions. You ready? Actually,
Yeah.
this is a top 12. All right.
Okay.
Number 12, Razor Ramon. Okay. Number 11, The Rock. Number 10, Chris Jericho. Number 9, TMZ, whoever that was. Oh, well. Number 8, I'm sorry, number 9 wasn't TMZ. Boy, I can't read my own handwriting. The Miz. Sorry about that. Number 9's The Miz. Number 8, 464 days, Honky Tonk Man. All right. The Miz was 8-time champion. All right. So, number 7, Shawn Michaels. Number 6, Bret the Hitman Hart. Number 5, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Number 4, Mr. Perfect. Number 3, The Ultimate Warrior. Number 2, the Ravishing Rick Rude. And number 1, you ready, Smokin' Jim? Hey there, Smokin' Jim?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
All right, you ready for number 1?
Yep.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah, the Macho Man. Yeah. All right, top 10 wrestlers who left TNA and were successful with the WWE. Number 10, Abyss. Abyss was had 2 personalities. He was Abyss and he was Joseph Park, the attorney. Came to the WWE, played the role as Joseph Park, the attorney, was managing a couple wrestlers. Number 10. Number 9, LA Knight. Number 8, Selena Vega. All right. Number 7, Wesley Scales. Number 6, Bobby Roode. Number 5, Samoa Joe. Number 4, Xavier Woods. Number 3, Mickey James. And number 2, CM Punk. And guess who the number 1 wrestler is that has been, that was is the one that came from TNA to be successful in the WWE, Smoking Jim. You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we are. AJ Styles.
Wow.
AJ Styles was the
Wow.
number 1 wrestler
Wow.
to come from TNA. Well, when you think about it, he came from TNA or Impact or whatever it was at the time, and he became an automatic WWE champion. Remember down in SmackDown there
Yeah.
when he first
Oh,
came
yeah.
on? You know, he
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
skipped the boat, skipped some of the other ways around, and he was very successful and has been and still is. Too bad he's hurt right now. So I mean, you know. All right, let's talk about the Triple H, the Raw Monday night. Triple H came up. He unveiled the new heavyweight championship, which will be on one of the brands, depending on how the draft goes, starting Friday. This Friday on SmackDown, they're going to have the draft, and Monday they're going to have the draft on Raw as well. What do you think, Smoking Jim? What do you think about the draft?
I like it.
So do I. I think it moves people around, creates different matchups, if creative does it that way. Okay. What's the problem I see with WCW's creative right now, everybody, is the fact that they continue to have the same matches over and over and over again. And some of the people have commented to me and have gotten a hold of me on my email and have said that, Ralph, I don't watch Raw anymore. And I said, well, why? You know what they told me? They don't watch it no more because they're tired of the same old matches. They don't even watch WWE anymore because, just like I said, I'm tired of Judgment Day. I'm tired of the bloodline, and I'm tired of the same old stuff all the time with this. Judgment Day, Rey Mysterio, LWO, Roman Reigns and the bloodline, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. It's the same old matchups over and over and over and over again. And this is why WWE's TV ratings are down. This is why attendance at matches are down. That is the main reason why those things are going on right now. And WWE has to nip that in the butt. If they bring CM Punk in, that would work for them, but they need to know how to put CM Punk in a better position. It's as simple as that. I mean, that's as far as you know. So Bad Bunny and Damian Priest set for a street fight at Backlash. Rey Mysterio defeated Damian Priest via disqualification. We all knew this was going to happen, Smokin' Jim. What's your thoughts on this match that happened Monday night?
I tell you what, it was wild, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
I want to see what Bad Bunny does in a street fight. I mean, Bad Bunny can wrestle. I mean, don't and guess who trained him? It was AJ Styles trained him at one point, but he was friends with Damian Priest, so he knows how to fight Damian Priest. You know what I'm saying? The Bloodline defeated the LWO via pinfall. We all knew where that was going. Now you see what I'm saying? We all knew how that was going to happen. The Street Profits defeated Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin via pinfall. Interesting thing here is the Hurt Business is planning on getting back together. I'm not sure if it's going to be Omos and these two, or if it's going to be Omos, Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley. We're not yet known what's going to happen. Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez, all three champs, defeated the Damage Control. It looks like Trouble in Paradise here. Damage Control. What do you think, Smokin' Jim?
Yeah, you predicted that a long time ago.
Yeah, didn't I? You know why?
Yes, sir.
Because Bailey's got too much of an ego. Okay? And Bailey will say she's going to help you and then screw you. Okay? That's what Bailey's done before. Bronson Reed in the Austin Theory match with Bobby Lashley decided to stick his nose in it where it didn't belong. And then he goes ahead and he takes out Austin Theory as well, preparing him for that triple threat match coming up at Backlash. Cody Rhodes defeated Finn Balor via pinfall. Whoa, no interference. Wow. And that's something. All right. By the way, Smokin' Jim, guess what Finn Balor tried to do?
What's that?
Try to recruit Cody Rhodes to the Judgment Day.
I seen that.
Man. What's your thoughts on that? What do you think of that? I'm glad he turned him down.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised.
Seth Rollins and Omos came face to face. And, so that's pretty much it for Monday Night Raw for 3 hours. And I heard they're going to knock it down to 2. I'm hearing because
what do you think about the new belt? How do you like that, or how do you think that's going to work out? He kind of took a shot at Roman Reigns, Triple X.
Yeah. Roman Reigns, the Bloodline was put together by Vince McMahon. Triple H didn't have anything to do with that. Triple H don't like Roman Reigns. He never has. Okay, even though he's teamed up with the a few times. When he was with the Shield, I know Triple H stepped in the Shield for a little bit, a couple times. Him and Kurt Angle, but I think it's a nice belt. I think that with this draft coming up, it's going to be interesting to find out what happens. Roman Reigns could end up. I mean, he'll stay Universal Champion, but he could end up on Raw. He could end up on NXT. I mean, because they're involved in the draft. So what I'm saying is anybody could go anywhere. But I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, we all know what wrestling is. And, the draft's going to be a farce, too. They're going to move everything around like it's going to be pretty much predetermined as to who's going where. That's already been discussed. They're just going to make it look like it's dramatic like the NFL draft. See, they're trying to copy the NFL draft. And if you notice, they're having it the same time, the same night as the NFL draft. So, and we're all going to be watching who the Steelers are going to pick in their first pick in the second round. That's what we're going to be doing. But anyway, so that's the story with that there. And that's why Raw's ratings are down. That's why people are getting a little disgusted, because people are tired of the same old matchups. I've been saying that for months. They need to start coming up. They need to start putting the Judgment Day in predicaments where they're going to lose once in a while. They need to put the Bloodline in positions where they're going to lose once in a while. Having them win all the time is boring. Okay? That's boring. I mean, it makes everybody not want to be around or, follow any of that stuff for some people. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, Uh, yeah, so next we're going to talk about SmackDown that happened last Friday. And we know the Viking Raiders took on Ricochet and Braun Strowman. Of course, Ricochet and Braun Strowman won the match. It was great to see them finally get some revenge on them for the attack in the back room last week during SmackDown by the Viking Raiders, who have turned heel, obviously. So but all right, Judgment Day defeated LWO. We saw that coming as well. What were your thoughts on that match?
Yeah, wasn't surprised at all.
Right. Next, Ricochet and Braun Strowman, as we just discussed, defeated the Viking Raiders. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez defeated Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. What a waste of match. I think they could have better opponents. You know. So, poor Sonya Deville. I feel bad for her. Oh my. Well, we knew this was coming. You ready for this one? Gunther versus Xavier Woods. We both called this last week. We said Gunther was going to, annihilate Xavier Woods, and he did. So,
yes, sir.
yep.
Yes, sir.
So Sikoa took on Matt Riddle, and you saw where that went. So, there you are with that. The ratings for last week's SmackDown was 2,135,000 people watched it last week.
Wow.
That was the ratings for that last week as well. Well, Smokin' Jim, what do you have to add before we go into our Where Are They Now segment?
Well, I'm surprised everybody keeps saying that the ratings are down. The Hockey League playoffs only got 600,000 rating, and WWE is getting 2.4 million. That's pretty big, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and the interesting thing is they keep crying about ratings. Fox was complaining they were losing money. There was a certain kind of money deal that they made with the WWE. That rumor was out, and I don't know if that's true or not. And then there was some other stuff that was said and done. So it's been a pretty interesting scenario here with this WWE stuff. They're saying attendance is down at house shows. They're saying that they're down at Raw and SmackDown. I don't know. I mean, but they were sold out in Portland, Oregon. And what I don't understand is how that is when 27 Walmart stores just closed up in Portland, Oregon. So I don't understand how in the world they could be sold out in Portland, Oregon. So, all right. Our Where Are They Now segment tonight is, you ready, Smokin' Jim?
Yes, sir.
All right. It's going to be, and we're going to do, all right. There we go.
Awesome.
Mick Foley. All right.
Wow.
Mick Foley, real name Michael Francis Foley, born June 7th, 1965, is an American actor, author, retired professional wrestler, and color commentator. He signed with the WWE under the company's Legends program, acting as a company ambassador as of right now. He was born in Bloomington, Indiana. Currently lives in Long Island, New York. Occupations: he's been a professional wrestler. He is an author. He wrote a few books. Also, as an actor, he's been in a few movies, and he's a color commentator. So there you are with Mick Foley as far as some of that goes. Years active: he was an active wrestler from 1983 to 2012, and then from 1999 to the present, he's been an author and an actor. He sort of has been involved in a few things here and there. He was the GM of Raw for a little while, and then he was with TNA for a little while, and he did some stuff off and on in wrestling. He's been around the block there. He's been married since 1992 to Colette, and he has 4 children. His ring names. All right, tell me what ring names you remember him using, Smokin' Jim.
Oh man, I can't think right now. What you got?
Well, I hope your mind's not freeze dried about the fact that you lost money on Tank Davis.
Yeah, I sure did. Too much money.
I told you Tank Davis was going to take him.
Yeah. So you and
And you know
everybody
what's
else
funny?
did it.
I don't even know anything that much about boxing. I don't follow boxing
Yeah,
that much. I let you guys
yeah.
handle that. I handle wrestling. I don't handle boxing. So I mean, I just told you. I said I just like anybody that has the name Tank. So
That's right. That's right. I
All
should have
right.
listened, bro.
Ring names: Cactus Jack. That's what he started out with. Okay. All
Uh-huh.
right. Cactus Jack Manson. All right. Dude
Okay.
Love. Remember Dude Love?
Yeah, I remember that.
Jack Foley, Mankind,
Uh-huh.
and then Mick Foley. So
Right.
he's had 6 different names in his time as a professional
Wow.
wrestler.
Wow.
So
Wow.
build height 6'5", 6'5" straight up. Build weight 287. He was built in Bloomington, Indiana, under Jack Foley. Then he was the Boiler Room Mankind, Long Island, New York, Mick Foley. And then at one time, when he was Dude Love and Cactus Jack, guess where they said he lived in? Truth or
Where?
Consequences, New Mexico. And you are not going to believe who his trainer was.
Who?
Dominic Danucci, local
Wow.
Pittsburgh wrestler
Wow.
from back in the
Yeah,
day.
one of the
Yeah,
legends. One of the
one of
legends.
Claudio's
Yeah.
friends, Dominic Danucci. Yeah.
Yeah. Heck
He
yeah.
retired in 2012 due to several concussions. He has a website, realmickfoley.com. And he worked in really many wrestling promotions, Smoking Jim, including the World Wrestling Federation, World Wrestling Entertainment. He worked at WCW, worked in ECW. That's where he got his start at, actually, was ECW. And then he was in TNA for a little bit, NWA, as well as numerous promotions in Japan. He is widely regarded as one of the biggest stars from the Attitude Era. We all know about that. I thought that was one of the best eras in wrestling, don't you think? Was the
Yeah,
Attitude
yeah.
Era.
No doubt.
When it
No
came to the
doubt.
WWE, I thought it was the Attitude Era and the Monday Night Wars in the 90s. I thought that's when wrestling really picked up its game. So, all right, he was one of the greatest wrestlers um in in WWE history, and is also a Hall of Famer. Participated in the main event in WrestleMania in 1999, 2000 as a special guest referee in the former. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2013. Foley has wrestled under his real name in various personas. His main persona during his time in WCW and ECW from 1991 to 1996 was Cactus Jack. So, a dastardly, bloodthirsty, and uncompromisingly physical brawler from Truth or Consequences, New York. He wore cowboy boots and often used sharp metallic objects such as barbed wire, thumbtacks, and trash cans. I remember his hardcore matches when he was hardcore champion. Remember that? So,
Yeah.
And then Foley first appeared in the WWF in 1996. He debuted as Mankind, and then he also a mentally deranged lunatic who has a mask, spent the spare time dwelling in mechanical rooms. The following year, Foley debuted as Dude Love to go after or to he was a friend of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Vince McMahon turned him into a heel, and he went after Steve Austin. His personas were known as the Three Faces of Foley. Cactus Jack made his debut in WWF in 1997. All 3 characters appeared in 1998 in the Royal Rumble, making Foley the only competitor to enter the same Royal Rumble under 3 different names. Foley is a 4-time world champion, 3-time WWF champion, TNA world champion, and 11-time tag team champion, 8 WWF tag team championships, 2 ECW world championships, or world tag team, I'm sorry, and 1 WCW world tag team championship, a 1-time TNA Legends champion, and inaugural WWF hardcore champion. All right. Foley's Hell in a Cell match against The Undertaker is regarded as one of the most memorable, controversial matches and widely acknowledged as the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time. I would agree with that. What do you think?
I agree.
I
No
agree
doubt
with that
about
as well because I'll tell you what, that was in Pittsburgh. That happened at the Civic Arena. So, uh, match is widely acknowledged. He also dedicated his physical style of wrestling, led him to often participate in violent and brutal matches that involved him taking dangerous bumps, putting his body through a considerable physical toll, eventually earning him the moniker of the Hardcore Legend. And that tonight is the Where Are They Now segment. Mick Foley. Smoking Jim, your thoughts on Mick Foley?
Oh man, living legend, man. The things that he put his body through, man. I don't think we'll ever see that again in wrestling.
Also, one other thing too made him retire early too. He ended up with a lot of concussions, and I mean, he's in his 50s now. I think he's like 55. Yeah, 55, 56 years old, and he did retire early. I mean, look, he retired in 2013, so that's what 20 years ago. So or almost 10 years ago. I'm sorry, 10. So I mean, or 11 years. So he's been retired all that time. Technically, he put his body through a lot of stuff. I watched a lot of his matches, including from ECW and everything else, and he just was a crazy wrestler. Andy Hoffman liked him. I mean, they didn't like each other, but I mean, in real life, they were friends. So somebody like Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes could have a match, and then later on in the back, be in the back there playing cards. So so we all know about wrestling. We're not going to go there. Smoking Jim, any final thoughts tonight before we wrap things up?
Oh man, no, another great show, brother. You brought the smoke.
Oh yeah, I want the smoke too, and I'm going to get it. We're going to get it June 20th. Those of you who have not heard, June the 20th, it's a Tuesday, 5 to 6 p.m. We are officially going to be on Beaver County Radio. Smoking Jim and I are putting our Sports Corner podcast on there. So now we're going to be radio, TV, and podcast. How do you like that one? So the threes, as Mark Mancini would say. So we're going to be doing that on Tuesday, June 20th. We make our debut, and it'll be every Tuesday after that from 5 to 6 p.m. on Beaver County Radio, FM 95.7 and 99.3. Also, AM 1230 and AM 1460 in Western Pennsylvania. All right. If you can't get the signal, we will. Smoking Jim, we're going to be live on Facebook too. So
that's what's up.
Live from the studios. Also, another reminder: no Blog Talk Radio show tomorrow because of the draft. I will be at a draft party at Stage AE here in Pittsburgh. I'm going to be meeting former retired Steeler Merrill Hodge, which will be great. That ought to be great. Smoking Jim, I'll take some pictures and send them to you. So there you go.
Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Wish I could be there.
You probably already met Merrill Hodge, huh?
No, I never met him.
Really?
Never met Merrill.
Wow, all the Steelers you've been around in your life, I'm surprised you haven't met Merrill Hodge.
Yeah, I never met Merrill.
Wow. Sad his career ended quickly, huh?
Concussions, bro.
I know, man. He went to the Bears, and then after that, he was nowhere to be found after the concussions. Listen, I got something I got to ask you, Smoking Jim. Can you please tell me where the beef is at?
Is Hillcrest Farms.
That's right, Hillcrest Farm in Richmond, Ohio. Head out there today. I'll tell you what, they have the best grain hay beef, right fresh from the farm there. Don't have additives and no preservatives and whatever they put in this meat that you get in some places. All right. They have big package deals. Once again, variety box, $195. 4 pounds of burgers. Wow, that's a lot of burgers. 10 pounds of ground beef. That's a lot of beef. 2 packs of filet mignon, 2 roasts, and 10 steaks. $195. Come on, everybody. Head on out there, 45 minutes from Pittsburgh. It's up the hill from Steubenville, Ohio. Roast box, $200. 7 roasts, 30 pounds of ground beef. And the ground beef box, my favorite, which I have, I have purchased from them, $95 for 20 pounds of ground beef. Wow. So what a deal. Some great deals there, Smoking Jim. Everybody needs to get out there. You can call 740-346-5442, 740-632-2894. And you can email them at hillcrestfarmsohio@gmail.com. And also check out their website, www.hillcrestfarmsohio.com, and on Facebook, Hillcrest Farm. For Smokin' Jim Frazier, I am Ralph Williams. This has been Talking Wrestling. Everyone have a great night, and thank you for being part of the program, and good night. Be safe.